Iconic movie locations you can actually visit. A great film has the power to transport you to the scene from your seat, so much so that you might wish to embark on a foreign adventure. Many famous locations for movies are real and you can visit them. So, even though you might not really be a magician or an archaeologist hunting for hidden treasure, you can relive the magic of the movie for yourself. Number 1. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Petra, Jordan. In The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones is after the Holy Grail, and what better place to house it than in a real-life place called the Treasury. That's the popular tourist attraction, the Al-Khazni in Petra, Jordan, a giant ornately carved sandstone temple facade, which dates back to the 1st century AD. The giant sandstone temple, built in one of the most mesmerizing places on earth, Petra, Jordan, was featured in the film as the canyon of the crescent moon. While it doesn't actually hold the Holy Grail, Al-Khazni is a gorgeous spot perfect for history buffs and film enthusiasts alike. They call Petra also the Lost City because a Swiss scholar found it in 1812 after it was forgotten for centuries. Today, the place is one of the most known touristic sites in Jordan, along with other ancient structures in Petra. The nearest town to Petra is Wadi Musa, which is also the administrative center of Petra, only an hour away by foot. Number 2. Buckingham Palace, Paddington, London, England. Arriving in London to search of a new home, the Talking Bear finds that London is very different from what he had imagined. The film Paddington was largely shot around London, as that was the main location used in traditional Paddington Bear stories. The London port where the boat Paddington had stowed away on arrives is actually Tilbury Docks in Essex. Another featured location used for the filming of Paddington was Hatfield House in Hertfordshire. But the most iconic scene is when he visits Buckingham Palace. As for in real life, you can actually visit the palace too. All you have to do is get your ticket and go for a tour inside the 19 spectacular state rooms. These magnificent rooms are decorated with some of the greatest treasures from the royal collection, including paintings by Rembrandt, Rubens, and Van Dyck. Number 3. Christ Church Cathedral Harry Potter Series, Oxford, England. Explore the magical world of Harry Potter in Oxford, a fun adventure for muggles and wizards alike. Oxford is a great place to discover the secrets of Hogwarts and walk the same mysterious hallways Harry, Hermione, and Ron once did. One of these locations there is Christ Church College. The college provided the location for many Harry Potter scenes. The staircase was used to film the famous entrance scene where Professor McGonagall meets Harry, Ron, and Hermione. The staircase leads then up to the Tudor Great Dining Hall, which was used as an inspiration for the Great Hogwarts Dining Hall. The hallways of Christ Church were also used to film the scene in which Hermione shows Harry the Quidditch trophy his father won. Number 4. Hanapup Valley, Jurassic Park, Kiowa, Hawaii. One of the most legendary directors of all time, Steven Spielberg, filmed most of Jurassic Park on the island of Kiowa, and scenes featuring helicopter rides and waterfalls took place at the Manawipuna Falls in Hanapup Valley. Tucked away in Central Valley, Manawipuna Falls made its Jurassic Park film debut as the backdrop when the helicopter carrying the stars of the film landed on Isla Nublar for the first time. This 122-meter-high waterfall on the island of Kiowa has since been referred to as Jurassic Falls. The stunning waterfall makes another appearance. The best way to see this famous movie location is by helicopter, just as in the movie. Since Manawipuna Falls sits on private property, companies such as Island Helicopters sell excursions from the Jurassic sequence to several places. Number 5. Hatley Castle X-Men 2, Colwood, British Columbia, Canada. Professor Xavier's school seems to have undergone a little mutation of its own. It's now Hatley Castle, Royal Roads University. Built in 1908, Hatley Castle served as a dormitory and mess hall for cadets and staff officers at Royal Roads Military College and is now the administrative center of Royal Roads University. There are actually guided tours. The list of movies and television shows that have been filmed at Hatley Castle is long. That includes Poltergeist, The Legacy, Smallville, The Killing and Arrow, and on the big screen in X-Men, The Last Stand. But Hatley Castle is best known as being home to Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters in the X-Men series. The castle can be seen in X-Men 2 X-Men The Last Stand, and most recently Deadpool, adults can visit the majestic location for $18.5. Number 6. The McAllister Home Alone, Winnicta, Illinois. Released in November 1990, Home Alone is an all-time classic comedy about 8-year-old Kevin McAllister, who, accidentally left behind by his family on Christmas, is forced to defend his home from two dimwit burglars. The 1990 movie turned Macaulay Culkin into one of the biggest kid stars of all time, and the McAllister home became a character in its own right. And as it turns out, the gorgeous mansion is as real as it can be. As you may recall from the movie, as one enters the house, the legendary staircase welcomes the guests. Another feature that made it a perfect fit was that the house has plenty of nooks and crannies where Kevin was able to hide and set traps for the burglars. The attic where he spent the night is actually an attic bedroom with 2 grand suites. Number 7. King's Cross Station, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, London, England. King's Cross Station is considered one of the main train stations to serve London, England. Students of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry took the Scarlet steam engine named the Hogwarts Express to Hogwarts from platform 9 3/4 every 1 September at 11 a.m. sharp. To get to platform 9 3/4, one must run straight at the wall between platforms 9 and 10. King's Cross also served as a major intercity and commuter rail hub for Muggles going to North London or Yorkshire and the North East and Scotland. There's even a nearby Harry Potter shop modeled to resemble Ollivander's wands. Number 8. The Mrs. Doubtfire House, Mrs. Doubtfire, San Francisco, California. Robin Williams might have been masquerading as a woman in the 1993 comedy Mrs. Doubtfire, but the home where the film takes place is the real deal. The San Francisco home that has come to symbolize the career of Robin Williams was up for sale with a listing price of $4.45 million and was actually sold. The iconic turreted Victorian at 2640 Stener was the setting for the 1993 film Mrs. Doubtfire, starring Robin Williams, who dresses as a British woman to secure a job as the nanny for his estranged wife who is keeping him away from his kids. The home of the Pacific Heights has always drawn fans of this heartfelt film about the act of love of a father, and it has become a kind of shrine to the Bay Area-based actor since Mr. Williams' death in 2014, who touched so many with his brilliant, wicked humor and sensitive, humble manner. Flowers and remembrances honoring Williams are also left sometimes on the sidewalk until this day. Number 9. Point Dume, Planet of the Apes, Malibu, California. Malibu's Western Beach Drive will take you to a wide swath of white sand underneath spectacular headlands and rewarding whale-watching spots. Point Dume was the site of Dr. Evil's Volcano Island in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, and the memorable final of the original Planet of the Apes. The final scene of the sci-fi flick starring Charlotte Heston was filmed there in 1968. A scale replica of the Statue of Liberty lay buried in the sand at the southern end of Pirates Cove throughout the entire summer the movie was filmed. While the local beach has been featured in films for decades, it was also ranked as the second most filmed location in the country. Number 10. The Beverly Wilshire Hotel, Pretty Woman, Beverly Hills, California. Set in Beverly Hills, California, the hotel's exterior and presidential suite are sure to give you a warm reminder of your favorite love story between stern businessman Edward Lewis and quirky call girl Vivian Ward. The one-night stay options range from positively plush to outrageously indulgent deluxe, premier or ultimate, and include luxuries inspired by the movie. However, the hotel's in-house jeweler, Jason of Beverly Hills, has recreated the notable red dress and necklace worn to the Oprah by Julia Roberts in the movie. Today, the luxury hotel encourages guests to visit and stay like pretty women for a day.